Hi. Today I had some thoughts on my mind about culture war. Are you in a culture war? Rod Dreher wrote a book called The Benedict Option, and in this book he said Christians lost the culture war. The culture war is over. Now, I don't really think I've been involved in a culture war, but I do think something's happening out there where there are deep divides, and I've been thinking about these divides for a while now. What are the sources of these divides? I see it on the political sphere. These political discussions we're having are so divided that people are losing their friends over politics. So, politics is downstream from culture, and I think Rod Dreher in this book was saying we shouldn't engage in the culture war anymore. We've lost, and that means don't use politics as power to get laws pushed through to support your particular morality, particularly Christian morality. So when I look at the scene, there's a deep division. It's political. Maybe some people think it's cultural, but I think it's philosophical. I think if Christians lost the culture war, it's because they first lost the intellectual war. They lost the philosophical war. And if you look at the history of the West, there has been a divide since the beginning between material monism, all that exists is matter, and matter is eternal, and theism, that comes in later on with Christianity. And Christianity says only God is eternal. So we have this divide. Everything that exists is material, or not everything that exists is material. Maybe there's spirit too, and it's God. And maybe humans have a soul because they're created in the image of God. So the divisions that we're seeing have philosophical roots. And I think if we don't address the philosophical assumptions, we're going to resort to power. And even in politics, it's getting nasty. Nasty kinds of power is being used to get what we want. So what should we do? We should engage in a philosophical discussion about whether everything is material or whether God exists also, besides matter. And maybe matter's created. If we can see that this is the divide, either God created everything that exists, including humans, and humans have a nature, and they're in the image of God, then we can see, okay, that explains why people who believe in God have certain views about human nature. This would apply to things like gender, and the divide we have over gender issues. Is there gender fluidity, or are there fixed genders? So we can have that conversation, but it goes back to our assumptions. If everything is material, there is no God, then humans are evolving and changing, and gender isn't fixed. And we can also address these issues of abortion, issues of morality and law. They go back to our philosophical assumptions rooted in metaphysics. I think we need to have that conversation. Where are we going to have it though, right? We need tools. Really, we're divided over whether we could know these things or not. So the materialist side tends to go towards skepticism, and the Christian side tends to go towards fideism. Both assume we can't really know, we can't really have answers. And again, if we can't have answers, we resort to power and politics. So I think we need to have this conversation. Let's reason together. All right, thanks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.